Have you been able to move your car? And if you don't need to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. We're going to toss it outside right now to John Kosich, who's been on the weather beat, and looks like all night, but my goodness, I bet you've just been out there a couple of minutes, right, John?
I tell you what, a couple of minutes is right, Drew. We're seeing some of the heaviest snow that we have seen all morning long here in downtown Buffalo. I use City Hall normally as my guide, and I can't see it right now, and that's the way it's been for the past 15 minutes or so. It's coming down pretty good. It moved into downtown Buffalo around 7:30 this morning, and it has been here ever since, and it should be with us here in the metro area heavy at this rate until around noon. Take a look at some of the numbers around the area right now. 19 degrees in Buffalo, same up in the Falls, 22 in Dunkirk, but with temperatures in the teens, that wind has a chance to whip a lot of this falling snow around. Take a look at the latest Doppler radar. Here is an indication of where the snow band is. It's setting up pretty much right over the metro Buffalo area, and as a result, it is coming down pretty heavy. In that thick green area there, you're looking at rates of probably around 2 to 3 inches an hour. Of course, this all started last night in southern Niagara County, drift down over Buffalo, and then around midnight down into the south towns, and they picked up some major accumulations. West Seneca, you're looking at, over 30 inches and counting down there, and this is just, we're talking about fresh snow in this system from yesterday. So by the time this is all done, from Christmas Eve through the end of this in a couple of days, you're talking about over 4 feet of snow in a lot of different places. But we do have that lake effect snow warning, and that thick blue area is what we're talking about, and that's what we can expect to see here today. But again, we're going to be seeing the snow in our forecast for today and through tonight. So we do have a lake effect snow warning in effect for today. We'll get up to a high of around 26 degrees, and the winds are going to be staying out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Those winds out of the southwest Sunday and Monday into the new year, we're looking at the chance of lake effect snows with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. Now, it is not a day to be outside if you don't have to. In fact, a lot of communities have issued travel bans, and to get an update on that, we want to turn things over to Dave Cash of the NFTA. Good morning, Dave.
Well, thanks, John, and good morning. We do have a state of emergency declared, including a travel ban in Lackawanna, in Cheektowaga, and Depew. I'm Dave Cash with your NFTA traffic and transit update.
Here in downtown Buffalo, coming down at a very good clip right now. There's not a lot of people out, as should be the case, just a couple of snowplow operators. But again, you're not talking about all that wide of a band on the radar so far as the snow is concerned. It's only about 10-15 miles where the heavy snow is falling. So if you go north, Grand Island, other areas north, go south, Orchard Park area, other areas south, we'll take a different look at the regional mix, and you get an idea that, it's really not that big of an area that is affected, but it is an area that is being hit hard because those winds are coming out of the southwest and taking that lake moisture, having all 250 miles of Lake Erie to pick up that warm lake air, warm lake waters, and deposit it right here on a select area of western New York. So if you don't have to go out anywhere, you got a great seat, sit back, relax, and Drew, I'm jealous of your seat.
I'm gonna say you're a trooper, my friend. You know what, John? I know you go into the office, come into the station really early. Have the conditions changed drastically since you came in?
When we came in this morning, I get in at 3:30 in the morning. We really weren't seeing anything, just some light snow flurries. Everything was pretty much South Buffalo through Orchard Park. But then around 7 o'clock this morning, things started to shift, and it started to slowly make its way into the city. Then around 7:30, we started to see the heavy stuff here in the city, and that's when the National Weather Service issued the warning that between 7:30 and 11, they expected a foot of snow to fall in the Buffalo metropolitan area, and we're seeing that come to life right now. Again, falling at the rate of about 2 to 3 inches an hour.
Yeah, it's coming down, John. I'm going to ask you to hang tight for just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to the phones. We're going to go out to Lakeview right now and see what's happening out in Lakeview, John. John, you can hear the phone calls, right?
Oh, yes, I can. I'm getting my own view of the lake
I was going to say, you got your own Lakeview. We're going to hold you tight. Look at John. What a trooper out there. Lakeview, you're on.
Yes, this is Donna from Lakeview.
Hi, how are you? Hey, look at John. Doesn't he look cold?
Oh, yeah. And it looks like it isn't snowing as bad as in West Seneca, though.
It almost looks fake. John, is that real snow out there?
That's real. We saw it in November of last year, the stories that came out of the storm, the people helping people, the city of good neighbors really living up to its name. And you really learn a lot about people, how they act and react to difficult situations. And the people of Western New York have taught me a lesson or two over the years about strength through adversity and the way they come through to help each other. And I'm sure come later today and tomorrow, you're going to be starting to hear more of these stories from this storm this year.
John, isn't it interesting that you hear on the, of course we've been on the national news this week about how much snow we've had, but you see other cities with far less snow having far greater problems.
It's unbelievable. In fact, they were joking on the Weather Channel yesterday that if they saw 24 inches of snow in Atlanta, it would, it would shut the city down for a month. But the fact is, we are used to dealing with it, and we do have the equipment to deal with it, and that is the key, the ability to get it off the streets. And I've lived in many different areas of the country, and I said, I'd rather deal with 2 feet of snow in Buffalo than deal with, 5 inches of snow, say, in Philadelphia, where they don't clear the roads. So it's nice to see. We got it down to a science up here, and as bad as things are out on the road when the snow is falling, they really do get on things fast here and get the roads clear.
Yeah, if it can be controlled by people, we can do it here in Buffalo. Let me ask you, sometimes Mother Nature hits us a little too hard. What do you know about the airport right now, John?
The airport is closed at this hour. They were going to think about reopening it once they have a chance to clear, but with the snow coming down at the rate that it is, it's basically closed indefinitely as far as I know right now. And in addition, there is a travel ban in Cheektowaga, which also affects things getting to and from the airport.
So we have a travel ban basically all over Erie County, is that right?
Well, Cheektowaga, Depew, Lackawanna, and West Seneca right now.
Okay.
But it's just, it's one of those areas. You don't need a travel ban to tell you you have to stay in. You should be doing so on your own if you don't have to go out.
Right, John. As you squint down the AccuWeather periscope, do you see any signs of relief?
The thing is, there is a low pressure system that is causing this. It's situated over the Great Lakes. In fact, let me click ahead on the map, and you can see the forecast map. There we are. If you look at on the forecast map we have on the screen, we'll have in a second, there's a low pressure system situated over the Great Lakes, and you got a counterclockwise flow around that. It's giving us that breeze out of the southwest, traveling the cold air over the warm lake, and it's been in place, as you know, since Christmas Eve, and it looks like it's going to be in place at least through tomorrow and at least through parts of the weekend. What we're hoping is by the time we get into the weekend, some of the heavier snows will travel down back into ski country, back around where they should be, where they're getting plenty of sunshine down there this morning and probably having a good laugh about Buffalo right now.
John, I'm going to hold you just for a moment, put you on ice, pun totally intended there for just a moment. We have calls and feelers out all over the community. Right now on the phone we have Joe Giambra. He's from the Department of Public